Hey guys, welcome to Think Tank TV. We are really excited to finally get this started. And we do have plans to use the GoPro and shoot it at the location and all the professional things. But I got to thinking about it, and some things came up, and we had to delay shooting in that manner for a little bit. And I was speaking with my son about it, and he said, well, why not just do it? And I thought, well, that's kind of a really good idea. And, the name Creative Consulting's in there for a reason. So let's be creative and let's just go organic. Let's go raw video for these stress buster techniques, anyways, that, I just want to share with you. And if you don't care about the graininess or the lack of lighting, professional lighting, forget about the hair. There's so much static electricity in here. I apologize in advance for the hair fidgeting, but it gets all over the place. And if you can deal with that, and it's all about the message anyways, then I'm in. So why not go organic? Why not go kitchen table real on these stress busters? I like that idea a lot. So I figured we'd throw these in for good measure. Now, if you ever need to talk with me in, a more urgent manner, you can find me on the website. You just go to thinktankhypnotherapy.weebly.com and get my number there. Contact me from there, and we'll put the link below so that you can find it, okay? Never be afraid to call, because everybody, whether I know you or not, there's a free consultation involved. And it's really more about your happiness and your ability to really get through these stressful times and find out and discover how much better it really can be. That's really what I want for you, okay? So, because we're coming up on the holidays, we had hoped to have the main video that we were going to shoot today uploaded. We had hoped to have it all done by Thanksgiving. That doesn't happen, and sometimes things, they just don't happen in the time frame you feel they should happen. But I guess if I've learned anything, it's everything has its proper time. So be open to that and never worry about it. At the very least, this way you'll have a little more time to think about what we're going to talk about today when you go marching into what can be for some a little bit of full-on warfare for Christmas. So, how do you not lose your mind over the holidays? I have two words for you: buying and being. Those are the two big stressors that once you put them into your vibration and you start to feel pressure about dealing with family, the being part, and the buying part, which is self-explanatory, it's both of them grow. The more we are concerned about it, and the more that we just try to go, oh my God, I'm just going to make it through the holidays. You know what I'm saying? They both can tend to grow, and it really doesn't have to be that hard. It truly does not have to be that hard. The holidays, they feel like a horror movie, and they don't have to. Okay, so as far as the being goes, my best advice is learn that you do have total and absolute control over everything. And now I already hear you. Kat, I have no control over my mother. I have no control over my grandparents. I have no control over these children, that sibling, this aunt, that uncle, whatever the case may be. I don't have any control over these people. And I would say you're right. You have no control over other people. None. Try as you might. It's a lot of energy that goes into that for a lot of people. And you'll never have control over anyone but yourself. That even includes them little teeny tiny people that run around your house, making you crazy. You think you have control, you do not. What you have control over at all times, though, is even more powerful than having control over other people, and that is yourself and your reactions. Now, you've heard this before. I understand. but you don't practice it. Most of us do not practice it. It takes practice to practice it. And all you have to do is just start. And by that I mean, okay, let's say you go to the family for Christmas. And here comes mom wondering why you haven't had given her grandchildren yet. Or here comes the grandparents wanting to know, oh, how's that job going? Well, not so good, huh? Well, maybe you'll find something better. But everything is important. And if you have to work, at fast food, that's okay. Do what you got to do. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has generally your best interest at heart. But what they do is they just launch things at you. And probably one of my most favorite examples is when you're a creative and you get to be a little bit older. It's okay. You can get away with it until you're about 21, 22, maybe 23, 24, maybe. Then your family starts to say, well, you're always broke, and you think it's all about creativity, and when are you going to get like a real job? Musicians, painters, singers, playwrights, creative geniuses. You've all heard this. Again, the being part is to keep all this good that you have intact, to not constantly give away your personal power. On a previous video I had done, we had discussed being robbed of your personal power. And I had corrected myself in that video because I don't believe you can be robbed of your personal power. You either give it away or you don't. So, how do you not give it away? Well, when people come at you, when you're at the holiday dinner table and somebody brings up something that is aged, some conflict that's, years gone by, and it still keeps coming up, and inevitably somebody spits it out right on the middle of the dining room table. Damn, it's right there. How do you not react? You just don't. You absolutely don't. You learn to understand the true power that you have. Every single one of you watching this have that. I don't care where you are in your life. I don't care where you think you cannot achieve things. You have amazing capabilities for personal power. So, you don't give it up. Starting here, starting now. No more giving up of the personal power, okay? Protect yourself. Go deaf if you have to. Think of something ridiculously funny in your head. Do whatever you have to do. But when those rockets are coming at you that are negative and they want to penetrate this part of you that you need to protect, what you really want to happen is it goes like this. Not like, here's you and here they come and then they're in and, it's a big hot mess. You leave this family gathering that is supposed to be beautiful and joyous. How do you leave? How do you come home? Angry. Hot ball of mess. Just like, oh my God, I can't believe this person talked about that again, or I can't believe that my mother said that, or my aunt or uncle or sibling or whatever the case may be. You get my point. Now here's the thing. We can't talk about this too much longer because my job is to make you aware of it and give you awareness of the power that you absolutely possess, and that you're no longer going to allow people to pull away from your power. But by discussing too many negative things, we add to that vibration too, which is expansion, which makes things grow, and the story from that. Everything you pay attention to grows. Every single thing. Every single thing you give your vibration to grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So, when you start to pay attention to you, and start to pay attention to how you can deflect and how you can not absorb and how you can keep your peace, retain your passion and your humor, your love, and your most important acceptance of self when you go to the holiday functions. No more giving away your personal power. No more allowing people to get into you, under your skin. Do not let that in. You have total control over your reactions. The second thing is the buying part. Again, anything that we give a lot of attention to expands. I mean, that's basic science. We all agree with that. But it applies to every single thing that we give our vibration to. You know, it's not just good things expanding. It's things that maybe are of a little, they in themselves create bigger problems. Meaning, okay, and parents of young children, I definitely feel you on this. I do. I've been where you are. I totally have been where you are. So this is not a judgment in any way for any of you. We're just talking truth here, okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing at Think Tank. We talk about the truth, and we find ideas to make it a little bit better. So the truth is, you get caught up in this day-to-day materialistic adventure that we're living in. And that's okay. It's a little bit of contrast. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it gets so big that it's creating in you crazy stress that is diminishing your joy during this season or any other day of the year, then it's expanded to the point of where you need to maybe think about dialing it back a little, bringing the lever down a little, teaching your children what the holidays can be about in the things they remember, taking a little attention away from the things that they generally won't remember. I mean, they might remember that one or two great presents, but you stressed every year. And if you asked your children to come into the room right now, or your adult children even for that matter, and say to them, what did I give you for Christmas last year or the year before? They may not remember that. And on an upcoming edition of this, I have a really, really great Christmas story. I'll try to get that one out before Christmas. But about a great memory that my children cannot remember. One gift that I or anybody else got them that year or bought them. And they certainly, I don't even think they remember what Santa brought that year. But they remember this incident that just stemmed around having fun as a family and not being about presents whatsoever. And so, yeah, sorry, it's not like a teaser or anything, but we don't have time to go into that right now. It's a great story, but my point is, that is where the big presents come from. That is where the kids remember. That is the kind of focus also that keeps us out of those Black Friday lines where you're huffing and puffing and you feel sort of homicidal at the grandmother that got the last flat screen TV in front of you for $79 or whatever the case may be. You know, how does that help your alignment? How does that help your vibration? And how does that help your personal expansion? It's negative, and it gets bigger. If you have to beg, borrow, steal, or take out credit to get it, and they're not going to remember it next year, but they'll remember the experience that you created during the holiday season, what would you rather spend your energy on? And certainly take away some of the stress from the financial side. Go small, go Vogue. Kids love fun things. You know why they don't know it? Because they've forgotten it. Because all they see is presents, presents, presents under the tree. And so got this. And every bedroom has a TV. And again, I'm not judging. I'm not saying my way is the absolute right way. I'm just saying if you want to take some of the stress out of your life, and some of that stress has to do with financially being able to buy things for your children or your significant other or your family this holiday season, then you just might want to reconsider where you want to put your value. So I do definitely hope this helps. stay zen, stay in your vortex, keep your vibration at a level that it just feels great. This is a holiday. It's supposed to be wonderful and joyful and beautiful, not full of stress and angst, anxiety and anxiousness. Keep it simple. Do the things you can do out of love and inventiveness and be creative. Create a memory that I promise you, my children are still talking about the one I will eventually tell you about this many years later. So 20 plus years later. They can't remember one thing they got for Christmas that year, but they remember this. And that's exactly what, you really strive for, because then that creates expansion in your children in a whole new way. And then they grow with that, and they bring it into their adulthood and then to their children, and so on and so forth. It's really a really, really beautiful gift, I think, that you can not only give to them, but you can give to yourself. I am Kat Williams with Think Tank Hypnotherapy and Creative Consulting. I love you guys so much. Come visit us at the website, thinktankhypnotherapy.weebly.com. Remember, we will let you know when the address changes. All right? As always, remember, there will only be one of you for all times. Fearlessly be yourself. We'll see you.